This is going to be a rough one. Hey, fellow theme park fans, Eglantine, the homegrown tourist here. So, Splash Mountain, it's on the chopping block. It's on the cancel culture now. When this first started, I got to tell you, emotions high. That's what I'm coming from. That's where I'm coming from. It was like, I can't believe it. My gosh, one more thing. I remember I did post a tweet. Somebody was mentioning, of course, Gone with the Wind, and they're getting rid of that. And I put a tweet up because somebody says, well, if they did this, what about, I think it was like Pocahontas or something. I left a tweet. You're missing the point. None of this should go. None of it should go. You should stop looking at things and go, oh, wow, we got to get rid of that now. And we got to get rid of that now. You're weak. You're weak. I saw there's another Disney vlogger that I actually like and I respect, and he's become a complete victim over all of this. He really has. I'm sorry. I dig his stuff, but it's all about, well, now we got to get rid of this. We got to get rid of that, this. That's weak. You can't get rid of your past. Some of it's bad. Look, hey, I understand. I am not completely against getting rid of the statues, but you should put them in a museum so it could be explained what they stand for, what they are. Just destroying it. It's
in the immortal words of Indiana Jones, it belongs in a museum.
Yeah, hold on. I do want to invite someone in. They're in the comment section. Here you go. This is to Cheryl Butler, otherwise known as Mom. One of the things that she come on is she might be pro on this one. I am a Republican. She is a Democrat. I am the evil, racist Trump supporter that wants everybody that doesn't look like me out of here. She's the whack job liberal that would prefer every criminal on the street and whatever other stereotype we can come up with whack job liberals.
Yeah, I highly doubt that. Speaking as the
I'm not the extreme on one side. She's not really the extreme.
I'll just say this. We have a choice. We have eyes. We have a choice to close them and look the other way if we want to. As far as you don't want to watch it, you don't want to watch a Disney movie. I'm not going to hit you.
We're not talking about the movie. I don't want to talk about the movie. Oh, by the way, Mom, you can click on that link and join in if you want.
Oh, I'm just saying, as far as the statues goes, you can,
Oh, well, I think it belongs in the museum. But the thing is, I think that this whole cancel culture is bullcrap. I'll tell you what. I think at one point in time, they posted something, and it got removed, and they went, what next? And then they did it again and again and again. Hey, do you know if we just name something and we name somebody that did something, we could get them booted off, kicked off? And I think that's what they do now. They just go around, they poke, oh, well, what about this? And then the Twitter hate groups come on in, and it's like, oh, we got to get rid of that.
But my question, this is a Splash Mountain. This is a Disney ride. Yeah. Why does that have to be canceled? It's a freaking ride with animals.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into Splash. I promise you, this is about Splash Mountain. But I want to I want to talk about all the stuff behind it, everything that's going on, to understand the anti-side. Okay, because you got people who are 100% gung ho. Let's get rid of Splash Mountain. But then you've got people who are like, whoa, hold on. And that's a good one, Ma. So anyway, you have people who are so for this, but I don't think a lot of the people who are for this went on it. I do think some people are. I think some people aren't. I think they go, oh, well, it's with the Song of the South, and isn't that the most racist movie on the face of the planet? You might need to download. You might need, what is this place? What is this called? StreamYard.
You don't have to
you might have to say again.
As far as I know, you don't have to download it all. You just
you don't have to download it. Oh, you would need a microphone, Ma, and I don't think you have one. But anyway, it's
well, my thing is, you want to cancel something. Okay, well, you're only thinking about yourself at that point. You're not thinking about the people who actually like or support it, the other side. Becomes a point where it's struggle. It's like, what do we keep? What do we don't keep? It comes where if you don't like it, then you are scum.
Gone with the Wind is not gonna. Gone with the Wind is not gonna hurt you if you don't watch it.
I've never watched it, but I'm not offended by it.
I watched 5 minutes of Birth of a Nation. I hated it. Turned it off. Didn't like it. Didn't care for it. It's a 3 freaking hour movie, and I couldn't imagine 3 hours of that crap. I mean, it was.
You want to talk about cancel culture? People want to get rid of Paw Patrol or Paw Patrol.
I know Paw Patrol, little kid show, because they don't.
It's about puppies.
That's because they don't want the positive influence of cop. They don't want cops to be shown in a positive light. I'm not kidding. That's the reason why they want to get rid of Paw Patrol. Adam Flores is saying, so basically, I love the ride. I've never watched the movie. And once again, anybody in the chat, if you want to join in, I will leave a link. As a matter of fact, there's one right in there now, so you could come on and voice your opinion. So long as no bad language. I mean, it's a Disney Channel, no bad language and such. I think Dalton's having a hard time jumping on. Sometimes his phone won't connect. He's always invited. So yeah, that's what I believe about cancel culture. I don't think that they are sincere at all. I really don't. At this point, I just think they're naming things, seeing if they can get rid of it. That's it. A lot of the people I see commenting, and we will be going to the Twitter, and we're going to be reading some of the comments. But I don't think a lot of the people who are for the cancellation have even seen the movie, much less ridden the ride. And a lot of people are like Adam Flores, who have ridden the ride but never seen the movie. I mean, think about this. The last release was in 1986, I believe, of Song of the South. That's about when you were born.
Can you imagine Walt Disney Lives Live? We'd have Walt Disney rants on YouTube.
Probably. Hey, look, they try to spread the lie that Walt Disney was anti-Semitic and everything. He wasn't. They try to spread the lie that he was anti-black. He wasn't. They've been trying to cancel Disney forever and a day. Seriously. So when it comes to Splash Mountain, obviously it's not Splash Mountain. It's the Song of the South, which we're going to rewatch this, and we might do a watch party kind of thing. So we do it live, which I got to tell you is a chore. Song of the South is boring. Oh my Lord. It is. Look, I love the music. I like the cartoon segments.
Well, I've never watched it, but I heard there's a lot of people who love like certain songs from the movie.
No, the songs are great. The songs then they make it onto the ride, which are great. I love it. How do you do? Pretty good to see you. How do you do? Surely glad to meet you. It's a fun ride, and the music is a big part of it. Mm-hmm. I saw one person say that they should get rid of the problematic music in in Splash Mountain, which makes me know right there you've never ridden this ride, because how do you do? Pretty good to see you is not problematic.
Imagine on Splash Mountain they got rid of all the animals, they got rid of all the music. Well, now you're on a Six Flags ride. Just go down the walk.
I know. It makes me think that they really do believe that the ride is them you're going through this big mountain and there's a whole bunch of black people singing Negro spirituals or something. That's not what Splash Mountain is about. No, it's about colorful cartoon characters, and you got a fox and a bear that's trying to catch a rabbit. That's what the ride is about. It has very little to do with the movie, which once again, boring, horrible. Do you know what would happen if you would put Song of the South on Disney Plus? Kids may watch it for 5 minutes and then turn that dull ass crap down, because it takes like 20 minutes to get to Uncle Remus. So yeah, Disney should pay a hitman to get rid of their Splash Mountain critics. It would be cheaper than rebuilding Splash Mountain. Yeah, that's one of the big problems. Okay, I've got a video of Splash Mountain here. I wrote it at night and I filmed it with my cell phone. When I first started this, I was using a cell phone, so it looked like, I have palsy when I'm filming everything in it. I apologize for that. I got a camera, but it got stolen, so now I'm saving up to get another one. So Gail just came in and she looks tired. Hi, Gail. How are you? Yeah. We're you got to come closer to the mic if you want to have a conversation, because I'm like, okay, what happened to you? Gail just came home.
You know how I got my license and registration out of the mailbox?
Yeah. You got.
It's a good thing I did.
Oh, okay. So Gail got pulled over on the way to work. So anyway, why does everything in the past have to be judged by the standards of today? Says Maranya. I have no freaking clue about that. It's amazing. And Mom saying hi to Gail. Everybody says hello to you, Gail. So anyway, by the way, if you're new to this is what I do. I talk to my family while I'm on live streams. Where was I again? Yeah, so you go into I want to show this off, but I want to get somebody else's video because mine is so freaking shaky. That's funny. It's like, hey, come to my channel to watch other people's videos. But seriously, the ride has nothing to do with the movie except for the cartoon segments, and it doesn't really do the parables. What then that makes me think that nobody, you're not getting it. You're just, so you go in and you see some birds singing, how do you do, pretty good to meet you, and then you round the corner and there's a couple of rabbits and they're seeing Brer Rabbit being chased by Brer Fox and Brer Bear, and then you see that the trap that they set for them was sprung on them. And what people seem to be taking what is it in? I forget the word. It's not umbrage. What they are being offended by, I guess, from what I hear, the people who have ridden the ride, is the accents. Well, there goes the Brer Rabbit today, and I think he's gonna. That's the accent. That's it. It's the accent. It'd be like if we had a ride for you Wisconians or whatever up there, and yeah, oh, you know what, we're gonna go over to that thing, you know.
What are you talking about, eh? Ooh.
Yeah, and just like, oh, I can't ride that ride. It's very stereotypically.
Yeah, it's a little bit racist there. Like, if you look at the beers, you'd say.
And yes, there are white people and there are black people who still have that Southern accent. Now, granted, Florida, we're a big old mix, so you got to go to certain areas to get that kind. But I remember when I was younger, and this was in Texas, as a matter of fact, we had a babysitter, black lady, who very much talked like that. Loved her to death. I thought she was the bee's knees, the cat's meow, and she took no crap from me, which is very, very good, because I gave the adults in my life a lot of crap. Hey, Professor, how you doing?
Can we get a confirmation from Mrs. Butler?
I am doing okay. Hello. How's everybody doing other than hearing about this? Well, how do I say this nicely? This
Huh? I said you have to say it nicely. And by the way, anyone who is for the change, by all means, please jump on. It's completely civil. Oh, hey, Prof, you there?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to hear from both sides. Because in all honesty, I'm not 100% against it. Spoiler alert. But anyway, Maranya says, I remember going to see Song of the South in the theaters in the 70s, I think it was. The live action parts did drag a bit, and the animated parts were great. Edit those into a feature film or such. There's a problem with that. And unfortunately, it is the animated segment that probably is the most relevant right now. It's the Tar Baby scene. There is literally a cartoon where Brer Rabbit comes across a Tar Baby. He's put there by Brer Fox and Brer Bear. And he's like, howdy. And the Tar Baby just sits there. And he's like, I said howdy. And then, of course, Brer Rabbit gets mad. He hits him and he gets stuck. He says, if you don't let go of my hand, I'm going to hit you again. He gets stuck. Then he kicks him. He gets stuck. And it's a parable to show that the more frustrated and the more angry you get, the more stuck in your situation you are. So it really is a relevant story for today. And one of the things that anger people are the black characters in this, but the only character in the entire movie that has all of his stuff together is Uncle Remus. in the movie, and now granted, once again, we're going to talk about the movie in a different time. We're going to watch it. I want to be 100% on things I say, but one thing I do remember is that the white family was going through, I don't know why I did quote marks around white, but anyway, the white family was going through a divorce. They're not really paying attention to anything. The kid's lost, and he seeks the wisdom of Uncle Remus. And I remember I read the book, and I remember hearing that the book was written exactly in the words and context that Uncle Remus had told the writer. So all the words are his. And that's what people are mad at. The words, the language that the characters are using. But that's just in the South. And it's definitely in the South during that particular period of the time. It's nothing to be ashamed of at all. And it's nothing to be angry at. Prof, you've ridden this ride. What do you think about the whole situation?
I think it's quite ridiculous. I mean, like you said, well, I don't understand why you're not completely against it.
Oh.
But
we'll get to that in a little bit.
If you're gonna cancel Splash Mountain, go to It's Small World and cancel. Get rid of the German section out of there.
Well, the Small World is, in all honesty, all of them are singing in English until you get to the end. So you could say that entire ride is cultural appropriation and needs to go. I mean, if you look at damn near the entire park, you could find some stupid reason to get rid of everything. Peter Pan, Peter Pan has the Indians in it, so you got to get rid of that.
Why does Haunted Mansion repeat it in Spanish for people who can't speak English?
No. I think Small World, it's all in different languages until you get to the end.
No, it's at the end where you hear the different languages.
No, because you're going through each.
Right in the middle.
You're going through each area, and you hear the native tongue of as the children are singing. It's a Small World, and then
when
at
it's
the end,
homogenous, it plays. Yeah, I'm trying to get on live talk. Says, yeah, I do know you're going to need a mic, Mom. Here's the link, and this is a link to anybody. We have room for 3 more if y'all want to jump on. Just remember, no bad language, no racist talk, none of that. Racist talk to me is also if you say the word, if you say the words black people, or you say the words white people or Asian people, that to me is racist, because basically what you're saying is all are the same, and I do not accept that. I just don't accept that. That is racist to me. All right, so okay, so anyway, I was wrong about. I could be wrong about the Small World. I will concede until.
I've never been on the ride, but I watched a video on YouTube, and I think it was towards the middle or towards the middle end. So basically, like, yeah, it wasn't the beginning, but I only watched. I had skipped through because it's too long of a ride for me. Repeats the song over and over again.
I love it. I love it. Actually, once again, I have a video here. I took my mom out to do. I finally got fast passes to do Peter Pan, which before COVID was a big deal, and it was at night, so we did that and realized, oh, Small World's open. Let's go ride that now. And we had a blast because we were the last 2 of the night, and we had the boat to ourselves. So we're just riding through, talking about everything, man. It was real chill, really good time. Do they have stereotypical accents on other rides like German or Italian? And do they get flack? If not, then they shouldn't gripe about Splash Mountain's accents. Now, in all honesty, no, I don't think they do. Now, if you go to Epcot, granted, if you're in the Chinese pavilion, everybody's got a Chinese accent. Or if you're in Germany, it's Italy or whatever. Obviously, they've got their accents there. But nothing so bad. Alrighty. But okay, so here's the thing. You asked me, why am I not 100% against this? I was thinking about this last night. First of all, I'm an old man. I'm about to turn 50, and I hate change. I love Splash Mountain. It is. I hate to say this because we're going to be doing a bracket show here where we break down all the rides in Magic Kingdom, and I'm just going to spoil my end on this one. Splash Mountain is my favorite ride at the Magic Kingdom. I think it's amazing. I think it's everything that Magic Kingdom is, all rolled up into one. It's got the thrills, but it's a family style ride. My kids have loved it since they were old enough to get on it. It's got some great audio animatronic work. Plus, oftentimes that audio animatronic work isn't working, which is also part of the Disney experience. Am I right, Professor Pixel?
yeah, you're right. I hate going down to the laughing place and then everybody's just still.
Yeah, every laughing place, a laughing place.
Well, I'm gonna tell you now. Yeah. If you want to see what Splash Mountain will look like, if they get rid of the music or all the animals, look at Longest Run at Six Flags. It's basically you're in a wooden boat. It's shaped like a log. You go up this ramp and then you go around and then you go down a slide and then you go into the water. That's it.
Yeah, it's any flume ride without that. But
I love it though.
I like flume rides. We've got one out at Busch Gardens that's just basically that. It's a flume ride.
That's the best thing to do when it's hot. All is going there and you walk around. Like by the time you're done walking, like, hey, my shorts are dry already.
But here's why I wouldn't be 100% against it. As much as I love it, this is a movie that will not be shown. It just won't be. I think it should be on Disney Plus with a disclaimer, because I don't think you should censor anything. I think everything should be out in the open. This is where we came from. This is where we are. I think hiding that stuff, and I really do think that makes victims of people. You know, I think, and I don't think that's good. I really don't. In a way, I see all of this, and I could be wrong, and let me know if you think I am. I accept that kind of stuff. But I see, especially what I see on Twitter, is a whole bunch of white people saying black people can't handle this, so we have to get rid of it.
Well, I agree with you. Nothing should be censored. I mean, you should be able to make the decisions yourself, not somebody making decisions for you because you're not capable of it.
Yeah. Oh, and all the cartoon stuff is inside. So once again, if you don't want to get hurt by Gone with the Wind, don't watch it. You don't want to get hurt by Splash the Mountain. If you honestly think you can't handle it, don't write it. You're going to see nothing. You're going to hear nothing.
Well, yeah, as Maverick says, rewriting history never works. Exactly. You're going to rewrite history. Guess what? History repeats itself whether you do anything or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cycle.
There's
always gonna be one. There's always, because no matter what you do, there's always gonna be one person that's gonna cause change, and it's gonna revert back to the way it was.
The next scene, is the scene where you're hearing about the laughing place. It's an 11-minute ride. It's a long ride. So, and then it's like I'm trying to remember everything, and I know I don't get it, but at the end of that particular scene, it's the laughing place where, of course, Brer Bear ends up with a beehive on his nose, and you have another beehive hanging over Brer Rabbit. Brer Fox is holding it, and Brer Rabbit's like, "Oh, I didn't tell you it was your laughing place. It's my laughing place." Oh, and he's laughing at Brer Bear. So supposedly Brer Fox hits him with a beehive, and he goes you go up the hill, and because he's like, "Please don't throw me in the briar patch," and they throw him in the briar patch. He gets away. I almost did a Roger Rabbit rather than a Brer Rabbit. Please, Eddie. So then of course you go down the hill, and then you round the corner, and there's a big boat, zippity doo dah, zippity yay, which I heard somebody say that the word zippity doo dah, zippity yay is a dog whistle for racist language. Stretching. It's remarkably weird, the cancel culture here. Now, I love this ride, but it is a movie that will not be shown. So other than the ride itself, there's no connection to it. And by the way, once again, I remember we had a gentleman comment a little bit earlier, Adam Flores, that he's ridden the ride, loves it, never saw the movie. If you're like that, please tell me what was your thoughts when you first wrote it, The thing is, I know a lot of people want to replace it with the Princess and the Frog. What do you think about that, Professor? Oh, did he step away?
That doesn't make sense in Frontierland.
Okay, so I'll ask you, does Song of the South really? I mean, you take away the Splash Mountain part, which in all honesty, there wasn't a big ass mountain. Excuse my language. Sorry. There wasn't a big old mountain in Song of the South. So without that mountain setting, does Song of the South really fit in Adventure?
I mean, it's supposed to be like the old South, which leans into the frontier feel. So
Princess and the Frog takes place in New Orleans swamps. So why can't that be adventurous?
No, I didn't say it's not adventurous. It's Frontierland.
Oh, it's Frontierland.
Adventureland.
It's not Adventureland. You're right. It's Frontierland. Okay, so you're saying because it's Midwest rather than the Louisiana Bayou, it fits more with Frontierland.
You know, I say. You know, I say.
I don't even know what year Princess and the Frog is supposed to be in. But
Okay.
I say.
early 1900s doesn't really.
Yeah, if you take all that stuff out and just put a giant Muppets thing there, or Figure Rock ride, I don't care.
But the thing is how about Pocahontas? Or would they find that problematic? How long would that take for them to cancel it?
Well, Land O'Lakes got to their
Yeah, I know, right? Because and here's something also I would like to point out: this cancel culture thing. I've got to wonder whose side they are actually on. Have you noticed all the stuff they're canceling? They want to get rid of the performance of the very first black woman to win, or black person to win the Academy Award by getting rid of Gone with the Wind. They want to get rid of any idea that there were mammies. They want to look. And by the way, one thing I keep hearing is that Uncle Remus and all them, and they weren't slaves. They weren't slaves in the movie. This is during the Reconstruction.
Well, look at
when it takes place.
You look at Land O'Lake butter. They took the Indian off the butter. So guess what? They stole the land from the Indian again.
Tabizzle, what's up, man? My grandpa loves that song. I like the movie. The ride sounds fun. It's a shame that I will not get a chance to ride it. You may just you may just dibs. You may just, and if you if you want to jump on and join the conversation, you're more than free to. I'm offering that to anybody who wants to join in. But it's the reason why I say you may just, because taking a movie off of, hold on. Maranya saying, I'm tired of people trying not only to childproof the world, see the edits for violence and Bugs Bunny cartoons, but trying to sensitivity-proof the world, censoring allegedly offensive topics. One thing I like about this, now, Maranya, I was a kid when they were taking the violence off of Bugs Bunny cartoons, which tells me that Professor Pixel and VENKMAN here never got a chance to see the way Bugs Bunny.
Oh, I watched the original stuff. Yeah, I watched all of them.
Well, now you can because thank God internet, right?
Well, no, I'm just saying I watched it back in the back in the day. You get stuff from the library. You can rent the VHS stuff.
No.
They had the was it the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show that was on ABC in the 90s?
No, they censored that when they produced those tapes and when they put it on TV.
Those are new ones though. For the 90s.
Oh, we're talking about the 1940s ones.
1940s. No, but I'm just saying, yeah, like the internet is one thing. You think you can censor a ride, Gare Splash Mountain, and all the
it's going to cost millions of dollars to replace it. That's why I say to Dibs, you're going to be able to see this because it's going to cost millions. Here's what's going to happen. If Disney, hold on, VENKMAN, let me finish and I'll let you have the floor. If Disney actually folds, we're not going to get a ride right away. It's just going to be one closed mountain that people are going to walk by wishing they could jump on and cool off for a while. You northern dorks that want to take off our one freaking water ride at the Magic Kingdom. Jesus, Lord in heaven. Do you have any idea? And then they ask us to wear masks and you want to get rid of the one ride we could go in, get cooled off on? No. Stay out of it. It's not going to happen. Oy vey. And plus, just to do an overhaul like this, you're talking about years. You're not talking about it's not like a coat of paint. Now this fox is the Princess and the Frog. Oy vey. I'm sorry, I lost it for a little bit, Venkman.
Well, I'm just gonna tell you no. Disney's already had problems with the rides breaking down. They don't have the budget to even replace anything right now. They're trying to fix it as yet, and with COVID shutting them down, they lost a lot of money. I guarantee you they're not gonna. If they do cave this, it'd be stupid of them. And you're gonna see Disney World. Guess what? They might not cover from it because there's a lot of people who love that Splash Mountain ride. You get rid of that ride, that might be the one ride they're going there for.
That may just actually, and that's one of the reasons why we don't get the Nightmare Before Christmas overhaul that California gets. They deal a lot with repeat business, the locals. Now, of course, they love the locals too because we're always going and everything. But here in Walt Disney World, they also deal with a lot of tourists. So you're talking about people who plan their Disney trip for years, so they know that Haunted Mansion is one of their big dogs. They don't want to have it closed, so they don't even close it for 2 months to put the Christmas stuff on.
My sister planned at least about 9 months ahead. That's what they had reservations and everything, and then and then to go there and to find out, oh, this ride's closed. Maybe it's put on for maintenance. That right there was a hindrance to them. They may discourage them from going back because it's expensive. $1,000 per person, almost.
I've got an idea. How about this? We make the boat ride Peter Pan. We make the Splash Mountain Peter Pan. You make it look like it's the rock with a Skull Island. And on the inside, you have the story of Peter Pan. It's just stretched out because right now they've got a ride, but it's only 1.5 minutes long.
With Captain Hook, though, isn't that problematic? He's
oh my gosh, yes, of course it is. I'm just trading.
He's a disabled man. You're fighting against a disabled man. He lost his.
No,
okay.
Go on ahead, Prof.
We really, if we're talking about changing the ride, we have to have some suggestions that aren't ridiculous. This is Frontierland.
Well, my mom worked at the Christmas shop out at Disney Springs. And by the way, she nuked herself. I'm going to tell the story, Mon, sometime. But anyway, if I tell you the story, you'll see where I get my temper. Maranya saying, oh, wow, it's crossing the streams. Homegrown tourist has become old man comics. Get off my lawn. Sure, my mom. That's Cheryl, by the way. She's saying they can't even get rid of the asbestos and that's one of the things. There's so much going into this that if you do cancel Splash Mountain, all you're going to do is have a mountain sitting there, and they're not going to do anything with it for a freaking decade. That's it. Sorry, gang. I'm not into it. I'm not into it. Although I can understand, and I'm not 100% against it, because I think something like Princess and the Frog. Which, by the way, why that one? That one really, while it was not a bad movie, I like it, as a matter of fact. It's not something people talk about.
No, it's not.
Ryan's got a good point. You can't talk about Lost Boys, child endangerment, and Peter Pan, right?
Well, they're all.
You got the disabled man with Captain Hook. You got the Indians. So you're culturally appropriating, and you're talking about child endangerment with the Lost Boys. Plus, we do know that Peter Pan is a boy that never grew up, and Tinkerbell has a crush on him. So now you're getting into really serious sick crap. So, yeah.
Well, she's a fairy. She's not a human.
Oh, now we're getting into the whole LGBTQ thing. Here's what you to make a Marvel or Star Wars movie with Mountain, then turn Splash Mountain into a Marvel Star Wars ride.
That's not Frontierland.
No.
I am dead fast on these are different lands. We have to stick to a theme here, people.
Okay, so what movie would fit in Frontierland?
I got it. Philo Goes West.
Well,
Universal.
I know.
I mean, I guess they could do Davy Crockett.
Can we get a Blazing Saddles?
Once again, no mountains. Can we get our show? I don't know.
How about Blazing Saddles?
Davy Crockett.
That'd be a great addition with that, wouldn't it?
Blazing Saddles, right? That's Warner Brothers. That would be up at Great Flags. or Six Flags or Great,
Flags.
whatever y'all call it.
Great America.
Yeah, Great, whatever.
Like,
You guys don't know how to theme park anyway. I don't know. Look, I can see how some people would have a hard time with the movie, especially considering a lot of people haven't seen it and they've just heard it's the most racist thing in the world. I get the idea that some people who've seen the movie think it's a whole bunch of black people running around going, "We love being slaves," in the worst accents possible, which it's not. I'm telling you, if that movie is insulting to anybody, it's insulting to the white family.
Well, Davy Crockett?
No, Song of the South.
Oh, I was going to say, your mom's bringing up Davy.
Yes, Davy had mountains.
She's talking about Davy Crockett, I think.
Yeah, but you're right, because when they were fighting the Indians, they were in the mountains. So maybe they could do that because that's the whole beginning part is about how white people are killing Indians. So
I'm not saying it's a great idea. I'm just I cannot think of anything else that has a theme that would fit. The thing is, you can't take away a frontier land because you're getting rid of one of the rides.
Yeah, you know what? Just it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that people are up in arms and it's false. It's false outrage. Nobody really cares. I'm telling you, cancel culture on Twitter, whatever. When they get done with this, it's on to something else. Every freaking day they have a hashtag something is over. They had John Krasinski is over. By every account, this guy's a nice dude. But it's just, I don't know. But everything's over to them. So I don't really pay attention until it comes close to home. This is close to home, and I'm not afraid of them changing it. I really am not. They just spent $52 bajillion putting Star Wars lands in 2 parks at the same time. They're not going to be changing Splash Mountain anytime soon. All they're going to do is close it, because they're also closing Space Mountain right now, which they had plans to do for the next 2 years. You're not going to be able to see not Space Mountain, Spaceship Earth. You're not going to be able to see that because they're going to be changing that. They've been changing Epcot. They've been changing the highways outside of the Magic Kingdom and everything. They have spent so much money. They're not going to change Splash Mountain. All they're going to do is close it. And that's just going to piss a lot of people off who are going to see an empty water ride, especially you Northerners who pass out when it turns 78 degrees with high humidity. And you look at this ride thing, and that would have been awesome. But you know what?
You've never been to Summerfest, have you? You've never been to Summerfest. It'd be like 90, almost 100 degrees outside and humid, and people are out there because they want to watch the bands. They're drinking alcohol. So come to Wisconsin if you want to see how we handle the heat.
Yeah, okay. I'll go to Wisconsin to get warm because it's so much worse than Florida.
Well, you want to come if you want. Hey, if you're that tough, you can survive the heat. Can you survive the cold?
No. Oh, hell no. I'm telling you, couldn't come down here and survive the heat.
I live in both extremes. I have like Siberia weather. Cold.
Nah,
you know what?
You're freaking weird to even be. I don't even know.
I like having more than one season.
I just thought of a better reason why a Davy Crockett ride could be plausible there. They have Tom Sawyer's Island right there. They aren't going to be doing anything to get rid of that. I mean, I know that's only early afternoon.
They got rid of Huckleberry Finn. They had that pulled from schools and everything. And maybe me reading that when I was a kid was bad because, as Maverick is saying, cancel culture can go after me because I say Indians and not Native Americans. So let me put that to bed, by the way. Christopher Columbus, like him or hate him, when he wrote about the people that he met down south, not in America, he actually wrote Indios. They are people. They are Indios, of God.
Yep.
But instead of saying Indios, which Indians is a derivative of, we now call them Native Americans. One, they're not made native. They came across the Bering Strait. Not a lot of people are native to the United States. Two, you named them after their conquerors, you jerks. If you're so mad that America destroyed all the Indians, why do you want to call them by their conquerors? There was no America before America was formed. Dumb people. Dumb people. They literally call them. Okay, you know what? We're not going to call them the Kissimmee. We're not going to call them. We're not going to call them the Iroquois. We're not going to call them Pawnee. We're going to call them Native Americans. Morons. The whole identity cult. The identity. What's the word I'm looking for, Prof? The people who just pay attention to whether or not you are this race, that race. It's the identity politicians. The identity politicians just don't know it. Indigenous people.
I just call that racist. If you're focused on what race I am,
it reminds me of the George Carlin thing that where he talks about back in the day it was called shell shock, and you knew exactly what it meant, and it had an impact, and it goes down the line, and now it's called post-traumatic stress syndrome, and there's like no passion in it, no feeling in it. You can't emotionally attach yourself to it, and that's what I get when I hear indigenous people, and I agree. I am a Native American. So are you. So is Professor Pixel. I was born in El Paso, Texas. Not that I know what an El Paso looks like, but we're all Native Americans, and yet they try to say we're not. It's ridiculous. The whole identity politics.
El Paso, isn't that a taco?
Yeah, it's a taco sauce, and it's a city that I've never seen. Yeah, that's why I tell people I was born here, because this is all I know. So it stops, because like they when you work out at Universal or Disney, sometimes underneath your name they'll have where were you born, and I went El Paso, and then they put El Paso under my name, and people are like, hey, I've got a cousin in El Paso. What do you think of?
For people who think that people are everything in cancel culture, we should sit them down, lock them in a room, and make them watch George Carlin. They will be crying, either with tears of joy or tears of death, because they're so offended.
For people who are sensitized by certain words, that group sure does some really bad linguistic gaffes, Native American being one of them. Any group being singled out as ex-American is wrong. There you go. When this whole I'm a hyphenated American started, I pointed out, and I was called racist for this. I pointed out that when all of this started, you had you had African American, you had Hispanic American. That's what they were called at the time, and you would have Asian American, and then regular American. And guess who the regular Americans were?
Well, you said I come
not noticed as being racist right away.
Majority of people live in Wisconsin. You're Milwaukee. We're German, Polish, there's Italian, and we're the whole mix. We're not white. It's a mix of different people.
Yeah,
we're out. You ever hear of the melting pot? Yeah,
melt. we're a melting pot. Melt. It's okay. Look, that's one thing. It's amazing to me. Look, I love Splash Mountain. I really do. And I am a grumpy old man who doesn't like change. I really don't. I just don't. I see, look, when you took 20,000 Leagues Away from Me, I hated it. And when you paved it over to put in New Fantasyland, I hated it because it was putting a stamp that will never ride on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea again. But I like the Little Mermaid ride. It's one of my favorite ones. I like the look of the Be Our Guest restaurant. Food kind of sucks. I like the fact that among all of the stuff they did in New Fantasyland, and maybe you could answer me why they would do this, they didn't give Rapunzel a ride. They gave her a bathroom.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. I don't know why you decided to do that.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. I went over, I was like, hey, there's Rapunzel. I like that movie. It's a bathroom. They've even got a towel on top of it with a hair leading down to the john. I don't know. You could have like a swing where you're attached to her hair or something. But no, they're like, hey, you know what Rapunzel would be good for? I mean, we got a Little Mermaid ride. That's good. But Rapunzel would be good as a toilet.
And then they gave Frozen a ride in Epcot.
Oh, my goodness gracious. You know what? Frozen would be better if they didn't keep the hill You know, at one point in time, we're gonna have to do what I like and what I hate about. So we'll name a ride, and then we'll go through it, and we'll name what we like, and then we'll name what we hate about it. But Frozen is the hill where you go uphill.
I love that hill.
Oh, I hate it.
It's fun.
I don't know.
I hate that they got rid of males.
Yeah, no, I don't mind the ride, but I get it. I get not liking Maelstrom, and I understand that the Norwegians that worked at the Norway Pavilion hate that they that they took out their culture and put in Frozen. But I don't mind the ride. It's just that hill. I'm a fat guy, and I'm going to say this, even though this is my Disney Channel. No man should be aware of his breasts. And while I'm riding that road, okay, let me hold them down. Sports bra. Yeah. It's
family show.
I know, family show.
So I've been going through Disney Plus through the decades.
Okay.
Find a movie that could fit in and replace Splash Mountain. I can only find one that truly has that country feel that'll make sure that it's right at home.
Country Bears?
No. They have a show. Home on the Range. There we go. We've replaced it with the
I will slap you to the camera. Don't insult the greatest movie that Disney has ever made. That movie is an achievement.
Wow.
That movie belongs to that deserves to go down in cinematic history because oh my god.
Yes, they're real.
It's not even
you know ice cream?
Frozen should be the name of a soft ice cream stand. End of story. And yeah, the Frozen ride is very bad on the back.
Why don't you just do Bullwhip Griffin?
Say again.
Bullwhip Griffin.
Bullwhip Griffin. Oh, that's at least I saw it. I don't think the rest of the world saw it. I do know I did.
There's also Old Yeller.
Oh my gosh, going up there. Dad, do we have to shoot the dog? Sometimes a man has to do it. Blam! Now throw him over the hill, son.
Did you see dog fly?
Oh, that is, yeah, you can actually, you make the boats look like Old Yeller. And at one point, when like you're going down, that's when he attacks the family because he's got rabies. And then you're at the end where it's like you have Fess Parker nailing down. Sometimes life is a bear, son, and sometimes the bear get you. Sometimes you get the bear. And then as you're going up the hill, they shoot the dog, and you're in the dog thing. So like whatever light or eyes that were around you, it shuts down, and you go over the hill because that's them tossing it into the grave.
And under the water is red light.
It. That's it. It should be replaced by Old Yeller. You, sir, are a genius.
Well, the other one is the Lone
that
Ranger.
was my mom's idea. That's awesome.
The Lone Ranger. If that movie succeeded, then it would have worked.
I didn't see yours. I was looking on. I typed in Google Disney Western movies, and that popped up in one of the things. I was like, "That's a Western movie, I guess." It
takes place in the frontier. So,
but the Lone Ranger is the other one I was thinking of. Or they have something.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too shabby. But yeah, Old Yeller that would be funny. Oh my gosh.
It's like Splash Mountain. As you're going through it tells a story, and at the end,
yeah. Like I said, and then like you going over the hill is them throwing you into the grave, and at the end you see everybody crying. And I think it would be funny. You take a picture, and all the kids are like.
The kids crying at the end. And videos are like, oh, there. It's like
you actually see all the parents as they realize they're going to go to the guest services.
I'm surprised they even demand a rewrite of that story where they don't have to shoot the dog.
Well, who's going to complain? PETA?
No, back in the day, people were trusted. Even kids were trusted to be able to handle stuff. Now it seems like everybody is just so coddled. You get a random boatload shot.
so isn't like old? See, basically, I look at Old Yeller and then I look at Cujo. So is Cujo's like whatever if you don't shoot the dog?
Yes.
Yes, basically. Yeah. If you don't shoot it, eventually you have to stab it in the neck. Yeah. I don't know.
Kill the junkyard, man.
I really did. I offered, I went into the Twitter to say, hey, if anybody wants to come on, especially if you're pro shut it down, I want to hear from you. But unfortunately, nobody took me up on it. Just to show you, obviously, I can't read off anything that anybody is going to be saying. Whoops, I thought I had it here.
All this private information being exposed.
Yeah. I thought I had it on there. Goodness gracious. Oh, that was Song of the South. My bad.
Splash Mountain.
Here we go. Oh my goodness, this is not what we're looking for.
What's an account?
Okay, hold on. Let me get my crap together. Oh, by the way, speaking of crap together, so my mom works at the Christmas shop, and she was having some problems with I guess it was lunch or something like that, the schedule, and now she's on the floor, which means she's out in the open. They call them cast members. This would be her being on stage. And I don't remember exactly what you said, but she was hearing two different stories as to what she's supposed to do, which kind of irritated her. So out on the floor where guests could hear her, she looks at her managers and goes, "You guys need to get your shit together." So mom was not invited back the next day. Yeah, but that's that kind of could tell you why I've got the temperament that I do. Here's the thing, very nice, very cordial, right up to the point where it's time to start yelling and screaming and calling people idiots. So,
well, that's like retail everywhere. You get these managers come in and they're like, I had a manager that was younger than I am, and he's like, you need to do this. Well, okay. My manager over my specific department says I have to do this, and then I got someone from another department says I have to do this. It's like, well, yeah. So what do you want me to do first? Well, they're like, well, do my.
We're gonna need you to come in Sunday and take care of those TBS reports. And okay, not some Disney fans go and replace Splash Mountain, which is ties to an offensive racist movie, and replace it with Pocahontas theme, even though it's another offensive racist movie. Splash Mountain is canceled. Yeah, but is it though? Is it really? Once again, first they came for Louis C.K. I just said nothing because I was not Louis C.K. Then they came for Gone with the Wind, and I said nothing because I don't like that movie. Now they've come for Splash Mountain. Is there no one left to speak for Brer Rabbit? Well, I'm right here, former Democrat turned fascist. What's more outrageous is the 2.5 minute wait, or 2 hour and 30-minute wait for a 5-minute ride. It's 11 minutes, and the overpriced picture at the end. Don't buy it if you don't want it there, dude. Concept of superheroes is fascist because they're pitched as being genetically superior. Time to cancel Disney altogether. And don't get me started on Snow White. Megan, I don't think you start with Snow White. I think you're long into your tenure.
I think she's already on the snow.
Yeah, alrighty. None of the problematic parts of Song of the South are featured in the ride. Somehow a ride with 0 human characters or references to humans is racist. That's Republican repartee. Edward Chang is saying the question is what isn't on the chopping block, which is what we talked about at the beginning of this, is that they're naming anything, seeing what they could. I mean, look, if you usually go to the thing, you can find a couple of them. They're boycotting Starbucks now. So, yeah, I'll bet you they're trying to block off Italian Americans now.
You're going to see
They are going to boycott Starbucks.
You're going to see half of Antifa like, wait, we're not boycotting Starbucks. That's where we get our coffee from.
Yeah.
White chicks.
Where will I write my novel? I'm trying to write my novel. I need the Starbucks.
I'm like, hey, they have free Wi-Fi there.
So sad this is happening. I've always wondered what kind of life these people live to look at Splash Mountain as an offensive ride rather than entertaining work, kids, bills, parents. Why is this at the top of their offensive list? He says less. I think he means list. In the real world, who has the time? They already went after Pirates Caribbean for the tiny section where they buy a bride exhibit was with the ladies running away from the men, even though they had ladies chasing men too. The whole point of that, and I know you kids are a bit young, and sorry to call you guys kids, but hello, 35, my old friend.
Well, he's younger than I am.
When Pirate, I know, I seen him. He looks like Harry Potter's child. When this when Pirates opened, the pirates would chase the women, and then the last one would be the woman chasing the pirate. It was a joke. I liked it. I loved it, as a matter of fact. Then they had the whole bit where they're trying to sell women, and they've got the redhead. We wants the redhead, which I guess you could look at that and go, not only, of course, they're selling people, but they're also fat shaming, because the one on the block was a fat girl, and they're like, no, not that one. Let's get that hot redhead over there. They're pirates. I just want to point this out. They're pirates, okay? They're not supposed to be heroes.
Yeah.
They're villains.
Irate.
They're alcoholics. They're smuggling stuff. They're stealing from people. They're not nice people.
Even in the movie, Jack Sparrow steals something. She goes, I can't believe you did that. He goes, pirate. I'm a former fascist turned liberal socialist Democrat. I remember when Canceled Men, a TV show, was taken off the air for low ratings. Not this nonsense, or people and things being canceled because of political correct controversies. Let's see. They could rebrand it Liberal Tears Waterfall, right? Sorry, Ma. You're probably going to hear a little bit of this. We need a stronger pandemic to acquire some perspective. The damn place isn't even open now. Keep pushing the envelope. This won't end well. First Harry Potter, now Splash Mountain. Wait, Harry Potter got canceled?
Harry Potter was canceled because she was saying that women are women, guys are guys. You can't.
No, that's not. Oh, I remember this. She didn't say that. What she said was there are two sexes. If there aren't, hold on, let me. If there aren't two sexes, then what are trans people transing into? If there aren't the two sexes, it's not like you're not transing.
Well, she said, yeah. In fact, you're going to erase women.
Dalton, who was trying to climb on earlier, he's a bisexual male. I think he leans more towards homosexual than bisexual. But the point being is, he has said many times that this whole thing. It cancels him out as a bisexual male, because what they're saying is he doesn't exist, because if you don't have two, then, and he hates the language. But I don't think they care. I don't think the cancel culture cares that there are people that are affected by this. It will never be enough ever. These companies will bow down, but will quickly learn that once they satisfy this demand, they'll continue to come after them, which has been proven time and time again. You'd never apologize to the cancel culture. I'm so over the end of Kali Yuga, bring on the golden age already. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Sweet cheese and crackers. I like that one. Oh, sorry. This literal insanity. So why are they leaving Snow White alone? I don't get it. Snow White's cool. Oh, brother, do these people really know where these damn ride names come from? I just thought from Water Splash. Actually, Splash Mountain comes from the fact that Michael Eisner wanted a ride that they could kind of make people think of the movie Splash, which was coming out around the same time. And so they named it Splash Mountain. The whole Song of the South thing came after. But remember, this is when also Song of the South was going to be enjoying a re-release, the last of the re-releases. So that's how both movies tie in to the creation of Splash Mountain.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to wait till we have to start getting groups underground. We're going to watch stuff like this, and face being persecuted and arrested because you want to watch something that's been outlawed.
The beauty of cancel culture sheep is eventually someone will come for their wool too, and that's happened many times.
I've got to say, I don't know what they're talking about, Snow White. The original Snow White ride is gone. It was replaced with a minecart ride. There's nothing wrong with the minecart ride.
They're talking about the movie itself.
It makes fun of little people.
Yeah.
Dwarves.
Right.
Sort of Lord of the Rings.
Let's see, serious. Where does this end? And can we trade Space Mountain for people pulling their pants up? Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh no, what does Splash Mountain do or say? Wow, there's a lot of people that are against the whole canceling of this. So I don't know.
But we're on one tweet. We need to go back.
Yeah, I guess we do. I guess you're right. We do.
Yeah,
I wanted to not go over that. Let's see. I'm all for a Princess and the Frog attraction, but can we please not remove Splash Mountain? It's literally my childhood and my second favorite attraction at WDW. I love this guy's use of literally because he uses it twice. It's literally not even racist, which is right. And it's a really popular attraction. Now, what were you trying to say?
Click on CNN in that thread. You'll see a lot of difference. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure. This is my mama's people right here. They could just redress it using imagery and themes from another movie. They've done it before with older rides, remaking them to reflect their newer movies. I say scrap the ride altogether. I understand the cause, but not every damn thing has to be dismantled. I say to Disney, never mind changing it, close it down. For what? So they have an empty building? That's the dumbest. That's even dumber than changing it. Wait. I get racism is bad, but what are we doing now? Making fun parks and history not exist. So basically every movie made about slavery should be abolished. I happen to like the fact that Harriet never gave up on getting her freedom, and others, I'm not getting this. Are they going to remove the Uncle Remus animatronic that they never installed? It would be cheaper for Disney to remake the movie and not the ride. Do that. Remakes clearly sell. Wow, actually, a lot of people are against it here, too. Yeah. How many of you have been on this ride at Walt Disney World and Disneyland but never put the two together? Well, I'll vote knew about it. Never knew, didn't care, and never knew was 28%. 28% of the people who voted on this, it's only 25, said they never knew it was attached to a movie called Song of the South. Do you think Walt Disney World Disney should change the name or keep the name but make no references to the movie, or make the ride gone completely? No change. Oh, look at that, 65. Once again, only 23 votes.
Can't we just burn everything that happened before last week? Or is that the plan?
Is that the plan? That appears it. Donald Trump Splash Mountain is what they are going to call Trump's campaign when he loses. Bum. Let's see. Love the ride, but yes, time for a refresh. I wouldn't mind a Muppets or a Princess and the Frog theme. Nobody cares about Princess and the Frog. I like it, but nobody talks about it until they bring it up.
It's my favorite Disney princess movie.
I know.
So I would love a ride, but I would not want it in Frontierland. Do people not understand?
Because of the time it takes place. Now, granted, it's turn of the century America, so really it belongs in that area where Sleepy Hollow is, where it's between Main Street and Liberty Square, because it is more of a turn of the century time period than it is Liberty Square, but it's definitely not Frontierland.
Yeah.
So yeah. Have a good night, Mom. Let's see. Night, Mom Butler. Stay safe. Get some good rest. Snow White lives with 7 little dwarfs. People without benefit of marriage. Anything could be picked apart to be offensive in the cancel culture. Absolutely. Yeah, and this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous people are even talking about it. There you go. I don't know what else to say about all this.
Well, the other thing you can do is get the Magnificent 7 in there. Disney
Magnificent 7. that may just work. I do want to do a watch party of Song of the South. I've got a DVD of it. It was made off of I found it at a flea market. Obviously, it was bootlegged off of a laser disc or something like that. So I picked it up.
I'm curious to see what the comments would be on that.
What, of the watching? Now, once again, we can't show the movie.
I know. Because in fact, you have the title in there, Song of the South. In fact, that we're watching it, and then some of us might be enjoying it. So, like I said, I never watched it. I don't, because this I've never seen it doesn't mean I'm obviously going to hate it or love it. You know, that's the joy of watching a movie for the first time, because you never know. I haven't seen the trailers, nothing. I don't know. So
it would be kind of cool to watch it and to really, first of all, first thing you're gonna think, this is a boring ass movie. But I don't know. I'd see it.
Marania, Snow White's basically the story of Snow White is the dwarves rescued her because she was, you know, she was cursed.
Women need help from men. It's sexist. Yeah, you could. She's right. Anything. Going around the park. You start off. First thing you got is Swiss Family Tree, Swiss Family Robinson, and that's with a tree house. And over to and I'm starting Adventureland. And over to the right, you have a restaurant, the Swiss Family Treehouse. Basically, it's about a white family who comes to an island, and there's some what looks like native pirates come in, and the white family shows supremacy by killing them all. So it's a movie about white supremacists. Jungle Cruise is white people going around the jungles of Africa, Brazil, so forth and so on, and they're using them as if they're showpieces. So that's a problem.
I'm wondering.
Tiki Room is animal cruelty. Pirates is glorifying crime and rape and murder and such because they're pirates. We already talked about Splash Mountain. You got the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, where at one part they've got a mine train that's robbing the earth of its natural resources. That goes against the ecology. Tom Sawyer, we've already has an island right there in Frontierland, and we've already talked about that. We know they've got some bad language. Country Bears has that same Southern accent you guys don't like in Splash Mountain. Plus, at one point in time, Teddy Bear comes down from the ceiling, and it's like, oh, my. Male gaze, misogyny. Let's move on a little bit. We're into Liberty Square. Now, this is the time period where slaves did exist. And at one point, they do have they do have the Hall of Presidents. Who can agree on that, right? Go on over to Haunted Mansion. Wait a second. Ghosts exist. Ghosts don't exist. I believe in God. Wait a second. You believe this goes against my religion. You got something to complain about right there. We already talked about Peter Pan and Small World as we're entering Fantasyland. Go right on around to Philhar Magic. Oh my gosh, there's Peter Pan again. And didn't we talk about that? Let's go on over to Fantasyland. Let's go over to Fantasyland, where we now have Little Mermaid. And we've talked about that. That girl's way too young to be chasing after guys. And why is she only wearing seashells over her boobs? There's a lot to be offended by that particular ride. And then we've got Belle's Story Corner, where you talk about a woman who is captured, and yet she falls in love with the guy that's captured her.
Stockholm
what kind
syndrome.
of misogyny? Yeah, Stockholm syndrome, misogyny, right there.
Well, I was looking up Snow White, and I think that Snow White actually the story, because it was a German author in the 19th century wrote it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But they believe it's based off an actual princess from the 17th century.
There you go. It is ridiculous with the amount of stuff you really could cancel.
So even though it's been changed by Disney stuff, you know, all this stuff, but like the mirror was like Who's the Fairest Mile was actually this basically talking mirror is supposed to be like telling the truth. That's all it was. You know, it wasn't really a mirror. This that Disney and all them changed it, you know, to make it more like a fairy tale, yeah. But they believe it was actually based off an actual princess, you know, in the 17th century.
Yes, there's something to get mad at.
What's great about fairy tales because a lot of stories are based off of partial truth sometimes, you know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying, like the whole thing with these fairy tales, all this stuff is basically just. If you look past it, it's basically teach you morality, rules of morality. You know, things of common sense. You people should dare know.
Yeah. All the wildlife preserves is animal exploitation. Not to mention Belle falling in love with the beast, which is bestiality.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
He became human towards the end.
It really is. It is ridiculous. But there you go. That's what I think about this whole Splash Mountain thing. Look, I understand. And like one lady said, they change rides all the time, but they never change the core, or at least they do not usually change the core. Peter Pan's been Peter Pan since 1971. Same with Haunted Mansion. Well, you know, when they opened. Point being is Small World was Small World. Jungle Cruise has been Jungle Cruise. Pirates has been Pirates. That has been the same since the freaking rides opened. They've never changed that, except for Philhar Magic. Well, and Winnie the Pooh. But I would really like to get Mr. Toad's Wild Ride back.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Gaston said every last inch of him was covered in hair, but Belle said you're sure about that. So you've ridden the ride. What's your final say there, Professor?
If anything, I would like it fixed up. I don't want it taken out. And honestly, I can't think of any good reason for them to do so. Like even what you said about no one's going to be able to see this movie because they will not show it. It's still a classic Disney ride.
And you can take that as a reason to not close it down, because this is the only representation, and it's a representation of the good parts of the movie.
Yep.
Oh, I'm leaving it to you, man.
Oh, well, I think that to take it out would just be pretty insulting, and they don't have anything to replace it. We've gone through lists and we've made jokes, but there's nothing that would be good enough to replace the ride that they have already there. And so it would just be a waste.
Yeah.
Flume, just leave like it is, take all the animals out, get rid of the music, just let it be a flume ride.
Yeah, but of all the ones that we have suggested, I think the best would be Old Yeller. All righty, gang. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Professor VENKMAN, thank you very much for joining. I wish Dalton could join as well. Unfortunately, he had phone problems. Maranya, my mom was in the house. Everybody else who listened and who lasted, thanks for joining us as well. And once again, if you ever want to join the conversation, not just for this, but down the line, when you're in the chat, just ask. We'll toss you a link, say hello, and get to know each other. As always, just got to say thank you very, very much for watching. Dude, you've got the final line. And it's appropriate, right? There you go. Now do it. Do it.
It's have a zippity doo da day.
Zippity
And we'll
doo
see you real soon.
Zippity-yay.